and welcome back to the Candid Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Daliah, and today we are going to be discussing familial and outside pressures and how that can really take a toll on your mental health. And I have Reyna here again. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's start broad, just very basic. When you hear outside and familial pressures, what comes to mind first? And how does that affect your mental health?
I think too much. Like everything is like, right now, especially with our age, where we're finally, we're upperclassmen now.
That's scary to think of.
Horrifying. Fresh meat coming through. There's the new freshmen. Like, we're in the cycle of like, there's people younger than us.
Well, there's always been.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, we're feeling it now. Like, we feel like we're on the upper end of, like we're almost towards the finish line, which, like, to some people...
I can see it, it's just so far away.
Right, to some people, that's, like, oh, my gosh, like, finally, and some other people, it's, like, I miss the days, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, obviously, time's going by too fast, but also with that comes a great amount of pressure.
Absolutely.
Especially because, I think COVID really affected, like... or the way our college is, that too, but like our college system.
The whole like college admissions process is so stressful, and I feel like it's only getting harder every year, and it's becoming more selective, which parents don't put so much pressure on your kids.
I think
they are doing great.
I think a lot of not even that, but I think pre-COVID was more of, like, before that, what really makes me mad is the older, like, what is it? What's before millennials?
Before millennials?
Yeah. Like, the generation before millennials, whatever, Gen X, or, like,
Gen
whatever
X?
they're called.
I forget about Gen X.
I don't even know.
I think it's Gen X.
Whatever generation.
Baby boomer?
That's way too old.
Okay. Gen X.
Whatever generation is before millennials, and they're like, well, back in my days, I got into UCLA. Well, lady, it's different right now where we are constantly in the rat race of, like, trying to even get the admissions.
It's like the space race, but with college.
God, don't even get me started. That's another story. But I think also, like, in general with our, like... not even pressure, but after COVID, especially because they took out the SATs, we had to, people made it up with, like, what, extracurriculars, and, like, people are starting, like, what, biomedical, like, non-profits. I'm
cancer.
Like, what are we...
Finding the cure to cancer.
Right.
It's, like, I feel like even that is not enough.
No. Like, what am I supposed to do, solve world hunger? Like, I can't really do that.
How does your, like, family come into play with all of that?
I don't know. I think this is just genuinely my family, but...
Yeah, well, of course. It's...
Yeah, but I think as a second gen, like, coming from immigrant parents also, like, they've never...
Wait, are you first or second gen?
I guess second gen.
Aren't you first? Because you were born here.
I guess. I don't know my parents.
From first gen to first gen, how does it feel?
Yeah, you are.
I think specifically in terms of how your family and that could mean like just your parents, or it could mean like your parents comparing you to cousins.
Don't have any.
Oh.
No, but I think because they've never experienced it. Like, I know a bunch of parents, like, they're like, oh, yeah. Well,
they're
like,
very hard on
back in my days. Yeah, you know, it was easier to get into college, but my parents have never experienced that. My mom went to a specialty school for, architecture? Like, that's
so
all
cool
she studied.
to me, by the way.
And my dad came as a transfer student to, like, rural Minnesota when he was, like, 20. He didn't know any English at all either. So he went through it, but he doesn't really know the whole high school to college process.
Yeah, like that whole transition. Right. And even like, my mom wasn't born here, but she grew up here. And even like growing up here, when your parents do know what it's like and they're kind of like, oh, well, I get it. I lived through it. And it's like, yes, but you lived through it in your time. Like, our time very different. Very, very different. You know, like everything is online, and more schools are being heavily reliant on kind of, I mean, I even heard, this could totally be wrong, but like college admissions offices are starting to use AI, which is like really scary. But then it's like, now if you kind of hear about that and you know, there's pressure from your family too, being like, okay, well, so-and-so got in and, you know, why didn't you? It's kind of like, well, you can only do your best. You can't do better than your best. My dad tells me this all the time. He's like, there is no such thing as better than your best. And if you are trying to do better than your best, then you're just putting yourself under unnecessary stress.
Right. I mean, I think also, like, because my parents don't know the whole process of it, they're playing not by ear, but they're hearing other people talk about it.
Yeah, kind of like what other people are doing. And
right. And then you get scared. Like, it's like a tactic to, like, get people to, you know, get you signed up for courses or, like, take your money. It could be a money grab for all that we know. 100%. Like, it doesn't even matter, really, college points and whatnot. But because they're only hearing the best case scenario or, like, the biggest, like, scares of it, like, they're just, like, overly preparing. And sometimes I'm like, Mom, calm down.
Slow your roll.
Slow. Like,
and the hardest part is that you know it's coming out of a place of love. And it's, like, from the people who love you. Like, they really just want to see you succeed. But it's so... It kind of makes it complicated because you can feel, like, grateful, but then also kind of, like, under a lot of stress at the same time. You're like, you know, thank you for wanting what's best for me. But at the same time, it's like, let's press pause. You know, this is becoming too much.
I feel like at some point it becomes their project versus yours. Like, it becomes, they take control of the wheel versus, like, us. Like, like, we're still trying to figure out what we want to do. Or, like, the pressure to have a major picked out and have all your extracurriculars line up in that category. Or, like, you know, that's just a lot to take in also. But I know, like, obviously it comes from a place of love, but at some point you kind of feel disconnected because if all your dinner conversations and car rides and anything, like, every interaction is...
Car rides, especially when there's no escape.
Right.
Because otherwise you just have to jump out of a moving car.
But it's, like, just about that. Like, I don't think in the past 2 years, I don't think I've gone a single day without my mom mentioning college or the word
university.
Right,
yeah.
Or, like...
It's like, it's tormenting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also just genuine science to back this up. A 2021 study in the Journal of Youth and Adolescence by Wang et al. Found that perceived parental academic pressure was significantly linked to higher anxiety and depression in teens, even when parents thought that they were being supportive, which can be so hard for parents too, because if you think that, you know, in your eyes, you're seeing it as, okay, but I'm being supportive, I want what's best for my kid, but it's not always what's best for them.
Right. And they're not mind readers. They can't see where you're coming from.
Yeah, so,
exactly. Like, sometimes, like, if we get into arguments or, like, you know, I'm obviously heated about, like, okay, like, that's enough about college. Like, it gets to a point where you're just fighting constantly. And then you feel the guilt after of, like, oh, my gosh, I just yelled at my mom. But then, like, she was doing the same. Like, it's, like, a back-to-back battle of, like, when is it, like,
and then
out of love?
I don't know about you, but that stresses me out. Like, I feel like I want to take things at my own pace, and I want to be able to say, like, okay, you know what, I'm going to do what I need to do for college, but at my own pace, you know, not on anybody else's timeline. But the scariest part is that, you know, time, I think, moves faster for parents than it does for you. Because for you, it's like, of course, like, oh my gosh, I'm already an upperclassman. But for your parents, like, they watched you grow up, and they're like, can't believe you're an upperclassman. Mm-hmm. You have 2 years to get into college. Yeah. You know,
I think also it just comes out of their, like, they know that they're not going to be there for you forever. So they want to set you up for good. Which, like, that doesn't mean college is the end-all be-all of it. Like, it
of
can
course not.
very
There's
much,
so many different paths.
right?
And I talked about this on a previous episode that was all about school. And it's like, sometimes it feels like there's only one path. And maybe, I obviously can't speak for parents, but maybe sometimes parents feel like because that's the path they took, it's the path that their kids have to take. But there's so many different paths.
Right. And, like, not really to shade, I guess, but I'm very fortunate and lucky that my parents aren't like you have to choose one of the big three, lawyer, doctor, or like, what is it? Lawyer, doctor, or no, it's
the ER jobs, lawyer, doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, lawyer. That's popular in Armenian culture too.
Yeah.
Everyone is a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah. Or like something where, you know, you have to be one of the big, like,
what is the big three? Lawyer, doctor, business owner?
No.
Oh.
Business could be of all sizes.
That's true.
I can't think of it. Let's ponder.
Yeah.
Let's ponder on it.
We'll throw that in the back of our heads for now.
But I think because, like, luckily my parents are very, like, lenient. As long as I have a stable, they want me to have a stable income, obviously. But
of course,
also just
that's every parent's dream for their kid.
Right. But, like, to not have that pressure, like, I remember, when was this? Like, a year ago? I was in the sculpture room talking to my teacher, and I was like, yeah, like, I wish I could do this, like, forever. Like, this is so much fun. And then he was like, are your parents disapproving of it? Like, do they not think that you have...
Like, why don't you?
Right. And I was like, no, they do. I'd rather keep my hobby as a hobby. Like, that's just for me, but I was like, I don't want to
absolutely
hate my job. Same thing with me. Like, I love baking, but I don't want to become a baker.
You're such a good baker, too.
Like, I just don't want to hate it. So I was explaining that, and he was like, oh, like, that, you're so lucky. I've had students who are really passionate, and their parents don't agree or approve, and you know,
that's so
like, it sucks,
sad,
but the expectations are so high.
Which I feel like back to the whole, like, pressure part of it, I feel like parents sometimes need to lower their expectations.
I'll say it louder.
Question mark.
Louder.
A little louder for the people in the back.
Right.
No, but, like, all jokes aside, it's that type of pressure of the expectations that can be very, like, stress and anxiety inducing. You know, and then all of a sudden you kind of get into that headspace of, like, am I good enough?
The constant comparison.
That comparison, absolutely. And, you know, sometimes you hear your parents say, oh, well, so-and-so got into here. Why didn't you? It's like, okay, well, maybe so-and-so, you know, had different connections. It's not always something on the exterior. I mean, you could submit 2 identical applications to a college, and one will get in and one won't. It's extremely selective.
It's depending on who's reading it, too.
Exactly.
Sucks, but, you know.
Yeah. It's not always going to be the same person reading all of the applications. Right. That's a lot. I mean, some colleges get, like, hundreds of thousands of applications. And the familial and outside pressures of that, I think, are so unhelpful. Right. Because it's like you already, at least for me, I am my biggest critic. I always feel the constant need to be perfect and to, you know, like, get the best grades and be in all the higher level classes, which was really hard for me to drop. But eventually I had to, because it was just becoming too much.
Right. And I think I got the three big, it's doctor, engineer, and lawyer.
ER jobs.
ER jobs, yeah. So, anyways, that's besides the point. It just came up in my mind. But
there are genuinely some people who, like, they want that for their kids, but then maybe their kids don't.
Burnout.
And then, burnout, stress, anxiety, depression, a feeling of disconnection from your parents and family.
I mean, that
hard.
Also builds resentment.
It really does.
Why don't the kids come visit me? Take a wild guess. Let's take a wild guess.
Yeah.
But I think also the most successful people also come from backgrounds like that, where they had so much pressure that they needed an escape.
Yeah.
Like, I mean...
And sometimes that escape is seen in the form of, like, rebelling or even just like doing something that, you know, your parents would disapprove of, like taking up a hobby that they wouldn't like, you know, your escape could be like getting lost in, you know, social media for sure. And I was going to say for you, it could be baking, you know, baking could be, I mean, could be, but, you know, and then it's like your parents are like, oh, why are you spending so much time doing this when you could spend your time doing that? Yeah. But it's hard. And although most of the time it comes from a place of love, it becomes very overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
And at least for me, when I'm overwhelmed, I shut down. Like, it's just like complete and utter silence. I mean, there's alarms blaring in my head up here, but it's like physically I stop.
Yeah. I mean, I think also like obviously with not the big ER like jobs, but people who, you know, drop out of college because they can't physically or mentally do it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, that you feel like you're set back, or, you know, like that's, or like even college application.
And that falls into like the outside pressure category. You know, there's like pressure from your family, and then there's just outside pressures of like, you know, and then you kind of enter that doom spiral of, oh my goodness, am I even going to get a job now? You know, because there's so much pressure on me to like get a certain level of education and things like that.
Right. I mean, also like, again, we're still figuring everything out. Yeah. So I think
it's so much to put on young minds.
Dude, we're like, what?
So much. We're 16.
Right. We're not even like halfway through our lives. Like, we're barely getting through a quarter.
I was going to say, not even a quarter.
Right. We're barely getting through a quarter, and we're already like stressing about our future.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, like, I hate bringing this up, but the fact that AI is...
Bring it up.
Yeah. The fact that AI is, like, you know, starting to pick up and, like, jobs are being taken, we really have no guarantee of what can give us a stable income.
Yeah. No, like, but you're so right.
I have, you know, one of my best friends is, like, in computer science. Like, she loves computers. Well, not loves, but she wants to major in computer science, but she doesn't know how she's going to land a job after. Like, her brother just graduated from a good university in California. Like, that's so, like, even with the title that it comes with, like, the major and, you know, what school, you really can't guarantee. Like, he applied to hundreds starting from, junior year of his college, like... Wow. Yeah, college, and I
didn't even know there were hundreds of colleges.
No. He got rejected from, like, jobs. Hundreds of jobs. Yeah. Like, junior year of college. Wow. He applied, because, you know, usually right after college, if you're lucky, you can get a job. But, you know, unfortunately, he didn't get into any of those, so he got an internship instead, which he's still lucky for that.
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Like,
oh, my gosh, of course.
You know, some people, you're fresh out of college, you don't know what to do. Take a gap year. I mean, I know that's easier to say than
it's so much easier said than done, especially if you do feel that pressure from your family and you're like, okay, but if I take a gap year, like, what are my parents going to think? Even if you wholeheartedly believe that it is it is the best route for you, which honestly, most cases it probably is, to take a gap year, you know, get your things together, figure out, you know, the next steps in your career after college. But it's like that pressure is like, at least for me, it kind of like looms over me, and it like follows me like a dark cloud. So I just out of curiosity, how do you cope with that, or do you just carry it?
Run away from my problems. Like, I really can't.
Done that.
Yeah, I think especially our generation, we really have a hard time conveying our emotions out loud. I'm so guilty. Ooh. I can't do that.
Yes.
I really...
Yes.
Standing up for myself, or... I mean, obviously, it's become more normalized to be able to set boundaries, which is really good. That's one big step forward, but still...
Absolutely.
People who, you know, maybe were raised in an environment where you aren't really talking about it as much, or it's kind of like the hot and cold, like, you fight and then you're totally fine after.
Absolutely.
You know, those things really put... Like, it's resentment building inside.
Yeah,
so
100%.
When parents put pressure on kids like that, you really just grow more resentment, but also, like, you feel more scared to tell them the truth, or like you can't really sit down, or I feel like I can't really sit down right now and tell my mom like, okay, like I'm stressed, like, because then that's just thought of as like lazy, or you know, you're getting away with things, like, and even like a therapist is obviously helpful, but like you can't really,
it's not always the answer, you know, because eventually you're gonna have to,
it's not gonna solve your problem.
And you know, it may provide temporary help, but then it's like sometimes that pressure never really goes away. So when all that pressure builds up, what do you do to protect your mental health?
I think having a hobby is great. Doing something that you know you're gonna be able to wind down and take the time to really just do what you want. I mean, that can come in so many different forms. Obviously,
I love when you said take the time to do something you want, because that's so important. I feel like, especially in this like fast pace type of environment, high school, it's hard to remember that like we're also still teenagers. You know, we're still, some of us don't even know what we want to major in. And, you know, maybe we are going to go into a major and realize we hate it.
You can change that.
Exactly. But then it's like more of that like outside pressure of like, oh, you changed it. But you know, so you did all that work for nothing. Or, you know, like my mom, she went into law, didn't love it, which is fine. I mean, like, okay, lawyer. But, you know, it's like, you're not always supposed to know exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, and it's okay to not know, but I think
not knowing is actually kind of the fun part. It's like, oh my gosh, I wonder where this is going to take me.
Right, but I also think, like, as much as I'd love to think so positively all the time, that also comes with, like, wow, I'm so behind, or wow, everyone looks like they have their life put together, but, like, you never really know.
But looks are deceiving.
Right, people might be in that, you know, you never know. Like, some kids in high school are like, oh, wow, like, you know, you have so much on your plate, like, your extracurriculars are amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've heard that once in a while, but, like, not really, because I feel like I'm they're not fulfilled to the max. They're kind of, like, not completed. They're not finished in my mind, where I feel like I fulfilled it enough to the point where, like, wow, that's perfect, good to go. Like, I still feel like I could do more, which is why, like, you know, I always feel like I don't have enough, because, like, I have so much, but they're all, like, kind of midway through.
Absolutely. So. And I think it's very important to remember that, you know, like, you can love your family and feel pressured by them, and you can be grateful and be overwhelmed. It's you don't have to pick one. So let's leave it on a happy note. If you could say one thing to a teen who's feeling crushed by family expectations right now, what would it be?
I mean, I think as a person who can't really say it out loud, I think it's, I mean, obviously easier said than done to, you know, convey or set up a boundary that, like, or, like, sit your family down and be like, I really can't do that. Like, just stop, because I'm only getting pushed away. Or really just finding a hobby. I love that, like, finding a little bit of comfort in, like, taking the time away. Or, like, you know, if you finish your homework a little bit early, maybe finish that episode that you were in the middle of, or, you know,
absolutely,
maybe make a keychain, or, you know, I love the new trend of whimsy coming back. I think it's so cute, because it's like a little escape from, like, reality, like putting,
because reality gets heavy,
right? Putting maybe a few star sprinkles on your coffee isn't so bad, because it's not doing much to you, but it brings so much, like, happiness. Exactly. It's like a little burst of, like, dopamine, or like you feel a little bit more, you know,
absolutely
happy. So whatever you can to, like, comfort yourself, but also, like, get an escape from the pressure. Obviously savor the moments. I mean, you're never gonna be
this young again.
You're never gonna be 16, 17, 18, even younger, on, you know, maybe in a car or by the beach with your friends, or, you know, like, something like that. Like, you really have to take the,
like, you also have to remember to enjoy
the
little moments.
These might be, like, the hardest times, right now it might feel like that, but it also, like, we're also never going to have this much freedom.
Yeah.
And, like, the youthful spark
100%.
The elderly aspire to have. I don't know.
100%. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on again. And if this episode resonated with you, be sure to share it with a friend and check out our next episode on the Candid Conversations podcast. Catch you next time.